Hello, learners. My name is Professor Isaac Samani Butswat, your facilitator for AEM723, Introduction to Non-Ruminant Production. We will continue with our discussion on this topic. We will look at Module 2, Breeds of Poultry, Pigs, and Rabbits, which will be very interesting. As usual, we'll take the topics one by one and consider introduction, objectives, main contents, briefs of the particular monogastric animal, and then the conclusion, the summary, tutor marked assignment, references, and further reading. For this morning or this day, we'll look at breeds of poultry. There are different breeds of poultry, but we'll take a few. However, in the course material, you have different breeds. I have the Rhode Island Red, which is dual purpose. Poultry I kept for just 3 main reasons. There are other smaller reasons, but 3 main reasons. 1, meat. 2, eggs. The 3rd is dual purpose. The Rhode Island Red is a dual purpose animal. That means you can get meat from it. You can also get some eggs from it. But of course, you know that there are some other benefits like the use of the feathers and so on and so forth. Using them for game, a quick source of finance and so on and so forth. Using them as gifts to friends and important visitors and so on and so forth. We'll look at all this as we move along. Now you have the Rhode Island White. This one is good for egg laying. It's 5 eggs per week. It's not too bad. You know, it takes some hours for eggs to be formed. Therefore, it's able to give you like 5 eggs in 1 week. Leghorn, white Leghorn is also a good layer, 4 eggs per week. You have the American game. These ones, they fight themselves and they entertain people in their fight. They are resilient, they are good fighters. Andalusian, this is typical, it resembles our local chicken, as you can see. Of course, our own, they are not well defined, except those owned by some Fulanis who isolate themselves in the bushes. Their own can be said to be true breeds. But most of the ones in the townships are not really true breeds. This is Frizzle. It's also common in Nigeria among our local breeds. Then, of course, we have the naked neck. We also find them in our communities in Nigeria. You know, the naked neck is an adaptive mechanism to shed some heat, as it were, to shed some heat because of the hot environment. They also tend to be good meat animals. They also give quite some meat. Now we have the breeds of pigs. There are different breeds of pigs found in Nigeria, and we will look at the distinguishing factors among the different breeds. Now you have the black skin breeds. These ones have high resistance to sunstroke. They have high resistance to sunstroke. The main one here is the Berkshire. It's of British origin. It has 6 white tips, which you must remember if you need to identify it. The 4 limbs, the 4 of them, the hind and the fore, they have white, and then the snoot. You use it to differentiate this particular breed. Then, of course, the Hampshire. The Hampshire is beautiful, you know, with the 4 quarters having a white color and the rear color, and as well as the head having black, as you can see. The white breeds. The white breeds are usually about 3, but 2 main ones. We have the large white or Yorkshire. This one It's white and large, and it's white. The next one is the landrace. Landrace is also large, but look at the ears. The landrace has droopy ears, but the Yorkshire has erect ears. And of course, you have our own West African dwarf breeds. Some of them are also white with erect ears. Then you have the Tamwit. This is also a British, and it's brown, British origin, and it's brown. Okay, and they are also large. The Duroc is also there. Poland China is there. Spotted Poland China, and then our local breeds. Now our local breeds are a mixture of the crosses between these improved breeds. Even with our West African dwarf, we discover that there are crosses. These our pigs are normally scavengers because we do not really prepare for them very well. But they will now become destructive to our crops. They eat up human and domestic feces and offals when found. They are usually dirty, sleeping and wallowing in muddy water during the day. These are usually secondary hosts for endoparasites, e.g. tapeworm, that transfer to humans. Now, if we provide a good environment, they may not need to be infected with these endoworms. But in the Old Testament, you know that the Israelis were asked not to eat pigs, mainly possibly on healthy ground, so that they don't get infected with these endoparasites. The cost of production in our environment is cheap since the owners do not spend money to purchase drugs and feeds. The animals are sometimes given kitchen waste in their sleeping places. It is only in few cases that shelter is provided, and even then it is usually substandard. The end result, therefore, is that productivity is also low. The use of exotic breeds for upgrading purposes, provision of adequate shelter, and the feeding of protein and energy supplements are some of the measures that can improve the productivity of these breeds. Now we go to rabbit, the common breeds of rabbit, Alaskan, American Standard Chinchilla. These are large animals. These are large breeds. American Chattered Giant. These are large and of course spotted. As you can see, American Fuzzy Lobe, also very hairy. Some are used as pets. Now, there are still others. The Belgian hare. There's a difference between the hare and the rabbit, and you have to take note of that difference. The Californian, the rounded shoulders are what you should take note of. The rounded body, medium build and short smooth coat, are what you should take note of. Champagne de Jan, this is of France. It's also beautiful checkered Jan. This is the most beautiful of them all, as far as I'm concerned, the Dutch breed. If you look at it, it compares favorably with the Hampshire in pigs. The Dutch breed, you can't forget this, Dutch, okay? The dwarf breed, white with black eyes and rounded body, also beautiful. English lobe, also beautiful. And then you have the English spot. Funny enough, if you take my opinion, I prefer those that resemble the hare, than those that resemble the cat. This is New Zealand white rabbit. You can't forget New Zealand white rabbit too. This is mini reds, New Zealand red. Okay, small bodied. The Angora Himalayan rabbit is also beautiful. The black spots in the ears. By way of conclusion, poultry, swine, and rabbits, by their breed definition, vary according to purpose. For example, those that are kept for meat production and dual purposes, and other purposes like layers. In summary, monogastric animals, which include poultry, swine, and rabbits, are animals with dual meat and reproduction purposes. And we have to so define them. Tutor marked assignment. Describe any 5 breeds of monogastric animals. Compare and contrast the dual and meat breeds of poultry, swine, and rabbit. List 6 breeds of poultry. How many breeds of swine do we have in Nigeria? At least the common ones. How many breeds of rabbits do you know from the lesson? Now, for further reading, you can refer to online fowl or poultry, and then Kat, Leslie et al., and a few others, as you can see. Thank you.